Do you know that some differential equations cannot be solved using the methods you've already learned? In this video, we are beginning one of the most powerful topics in advanced mathematics, series solution of a second order differential equations. If you're in mathematics, engineering, or physics students, this method will completely change the way you approach difficult differential equations. Stay to the end because this is the foundation for topics like Bessel equation and many applications in physics and engineering. So let's get to the video. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the first time I come across this channel. Here we make mathematics, statistics and physics easy. So feel free to click on the subscribe button to join the learning community. Let's start. Let's get started. This particular video is divided into three sections. Section 1 will start with the introduction to power series. Section 2, I'll teach you guys the test for convergence, and finally section 3 we'll talk on ordinary points. I don't want to make the video to be too long. That's why I'm not adding singular points. In the next video, we'll start from singular points and continue. With all that being said, let's get started. Before we talk about differential equations, let's first understand the idea of a series. You may already know that some functions can be expressed as an infinite sum of power x. For example, so we have, for example, here, we have this function exponent x. Its series form is 1 plus x plus x squared over 2 factorial plus x cubed over 3 factorial till infinity. And also we have sine x. Its series form is x, instead of jotting this down, minus x cubed over 3 factorial, plus x5 over 5 factorial but this is the cheat. Minus first, then odd number. I seen it. Minus an x cubed, odd number, 3 factorial, plus x5, another odd number, 5 factorial. So obviously the next one will be what? Minus x7 over 7 factorial plus x9 over 9 factorial. That is the series for sine x. These two I gave you now, these are examples of what? Power series. The main man. These are examples of power series. I'm not using a ruler. Okay? Just flow along with me. Now, a power series has a general form of, so this is the general form of a power series. Y equals to summation at infinity n equals to x, a subscript n, x power n. This is the general form of a power series. And or most people also write it as y equals to summation at infinity n equals to 0, a n bracket x minus x naught all raised power n. Either you use this or use this. This is the general form of a power series where a naught, a1, a2 and so on are constants called coefficients. This a is called a coefficient, x is called your variable, a is what? Your coefficient, and x is your variable. Now, I'm done with the introduction of this particular video. I've given you guys the introduction of a power series. I give you guys the examples and general form of a power series. Now let's go into the second section of this video, which is test for convergence. A power series is said to converge at x if limit n tends to infinity of summation as n equals to 0, a n bracket x minus x naught raised power n exists. What does this statement mean? Or what does this equation mean? It means that a power series is said to converge if the limit of it exists. Because this is a power series. I just explained it earlier. Look at it here. This is the general form of a power series. So what this means is that A power series is said to converge if each limit, or better still, if its limit exists. So that's what this equation means. Jot it down. A power series is said to converge if its limit exists. And now we're talking about limit. There's a question as everyone is asking: how can we find this limit? You can find the limit using two tests. Either you use the ratio test or you use your root test. Now, for your ratio test, the limit L is found with the formula limit n tends to infinity, absolute value of a subscript n plus 1 all over a subscript n. This is for your ratio test. The limit is found with this formula. Limit n tends to infinity, absolute value of these two slant brackets stands for absolute value of a subscript n plus 1 all over a subscript n. While for your your root test, for your root test, I sure you're jotting this down. The limit is found with the formula as n tends to infinity. Nth root of this stands for nth root. If there's a 2 here, square root. If there's a 3 here, it's cube root. But since there's an n here, it's called nth root. So limit as n tends to infinity, nth root of absolute value of a subscript n. This is how you find your limits with either your root test or your root test. It's not compulsory to use both tests. Yes, if you can find your limit using your ratio test, alright. If you can find using your root test, alright. But some situations like your examiner can tell you to use both tests, but to learn both of them is very, very important. And now, things to take note of. If the limit that you found is less than 1, your series converges. Take note. If the limit is greater than 1, your series diverges. And finally, if the limit is equals to 1, the test fails. So this is very, very important. Test fails. Now, this is your limit. Now, to find your radius of convergence arrow, the formula is what? 1 over limit. So what does that mean? If your limit is wrong, automatically your radius of convergence is wrong. So ensure while you're using any test, whether the ratio or the root test, you pay attention to each key parameters. Any mistake you make your limit, automatically your radius of convergence will also be wrong. Now let me solve an example so you can understand better. We have an example here. Find the radius of convergence of this series. Now, don't forget what we said earlier. Radius of convergence arrow is equals to what? 1 over L, where L stands for your limit. So before we can find our arrow, we need to find our L first, right? Now, find your L. You can either use your ratio test or your root test. So now let's find our limit using ratio test. So using our ratio test, what do we have? We have that according to our ratio test, our limit L equals to limit as n tends to infinity, absolute value of a subscript n plus 1 all over a subscript n. Now, it's very, very easy. Just calm down. If you watch now, eh, mathematics is very, very sweet. If we want to find our arrow, our radius of convergence, we needed our L, right? And now, in order to find our L, we need our what? A subscript n. How can we find our a subscript n? Because that's the only thing that's unknown here. Our 1 is a number. Only this is the unknown. A subscript n and a subscript n plus 1. Sorry. We need to find our a subscript n plus 1 and our a subscript n. How can we find it? Very, very easy. You compare your general form of the power series to the series given to you or to the question given to you. So from our power series, we said what? Y equals to summation to infinity n equals to 0 a n x power n, right? These are power series. And from the series given to us, so if comparing, we have what? Summation infinity n equals to 0 minus 1 n plus 1 xn over 2 raised power n, right? Now, if you look this and this with your engineering eyes, you know that we have xn here and we have xn here, right? Yes, and we have summation infinity n equals to 0 here, and we have summation infinity n equals to 0. So meaning our a is what? This guy. Just follow me. Our a is this guy because we have xn here, we have xn here, we have summation to infinity n equals to 0, have summation to infinity n equals to 0. So this guy automatically is our an. So therefore our an by comparing is what? Minus 1 n plus 1 all over 2 raised power n. This is our an. Now our an plus now our an is what? We got our an to be 1 minus 1 raised power n plus 1 all over 2 raised power n, right? This is our an. Now to get our an plus 1 or a subscript n plus 1, wherever you see n, you put n plus 1 in this your equation here because this is an and we have n. This is n plus 1. Wherever you see n here, you put n plus 1. Let's do it together. So we have minus 1. Here is n. We put what? N plus 1 than the original plus 1 here already. Plus 1 all over 2. This n, we put what? N plus 1. Simplifying further, we have a subscript n plus 1 equals to minus 1 n plus 2 because 1 plus 1 is 2, not knuckle, 2 all over 2 raised power n plus 1. You know, once you guys have 1 plus 1, what enter here is knuckle. So back to business. We have successfully found our an and our an plus 1. Now we can easily find our limit, right? So now our limit L equals to, according to our ratio test, is limit n to infinity absolute value of a subscript n plus 1 all over a subscript n. Substituting our value of, let's call this equation 1 and equation 2. So substituting our value of equation 1 and equation 2, which is our an and our an plus 1, we have that our limit L equals to limit limit as n tends to infinity absolute value of our an plus 1 is what? Minus 1 bracket n plus 2 all over 2 raised power n plus 1. This is our an plus 1, and our an is what? Minus 1 power n plus 1 all over 2 raised power n. Just follow me. We are moving gradually. So we have, let's simplify further. L equals to limit n as tends to infinity absolute value of, this is division, and from our primary mathematics, once you're dividing, if you change the sign of multiplication, you will inverse the second fraction, which is this one. So doing that, we have minus 1 n plus 2 all over 2 n plus 1 times, this now inverse, meaning 2 n all over minus 1 n plus 1. Okay, riding on, we have L equals to limit as n tends to infinity absolute value of, now this is indices. Let's put our absolute value first. According to indices, if the base is equal and you're multiplying, you add the power, and if the base is equal and you're dividing, you subtract the power. And if you watch this minus 1, the base is equal and we're what? We're dividing, so we'll do what? Subtract the power. So we have minus 1, we have n plus 2 minus brackets n plus 1 according to indices, right? Then our times, now these two, the base is equal, we have 2 here, we have 2 here, so we'll do what? Subtract the power 2. So we have 2 n minus brackets n plus 1. Oh, sorry, n plus 1 I hope you guys can see it. So now we have limits. So limits as n tends to infinity minus 1 n plus 2 opening the bracket, you have minus n minus times plus 1 minus 1 times 2, right? N opening the bracket, we have minus n minus times plus 1 minus 1. Our absolute value still remains. Simplifying further, we have L equals to limit as n tends to infinity absolute value of minus 1 n minus 1. N minus n is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1 times 2 raised to power n minus n is 0, then we have minus 1. Simplifying again, we have L equals to limit as n tends to infinity absolute value of minus 1 times 2 raised to power minus 1 is something as 1 over 2. So we have 1 over 2. So we have L equals to limit as n tends to infinity minus 1 times 1 over 2 is minus 1 over 2, but because of absolute value, you remove the negative. So we have 1 over 2. So therefore, our limit is equals to 1 over 2. I've gotten our limit. Now, to get our radius of convergence arrow is what? 1 over L is equals to 1 over 1 over 2, which is equals to 2. Very easy. So, from this our question, it said we should find what? We should find the radius of convergence, our arrow, from this series. First step, we compared our general form of power series to the series given to us. We got our a subscript n and our a subscript n plus 1. We used it, we put it back into our ratio test, and we got our limit. And from our limit, we've got our radius of convergence. The video is already getting too long. I don't want it to be very, very long. So in the next video, I'll talk on ordinary points and singular points. Your assignment now is to try using your root test and check if you get the same 1 over 2 that we got. If you got 1 over 2, drop it in the comment section. And if you don't, comment, drop the video. Then I'll make a video on how I use the root test to get the same 1 over 2. Thanks for watching this video and see you on my next video. Bye.